Race week! Oh my god, less than a week until race day, and I cannot believe we are finally here. We are heading to the lake today to try and get at least 1.9k of swimming. I feel like the past few times we've gone, it's been a fail. So hopefully...
Lessons learned.
Yes, sorry. We've learned a lot of lessons. So we're heading to the smaller lake this time around and hope that it's a bit warmer. And then I've also brought a few things with me to practice some transition one stuff because I have yet to do that. So let's hope today goes well because last weekend wasn't the greatest. Looks like there is a lot more open water swimmers today. Don't know if it's because they're getting ready for the same race as me or it's just open water swimming season.
Really, people want to be swimming in this temperature?
Yeah, it's still pretty cold.
I mean,
Never gets easier putting this wetsuit on. Totally forgot to cut my nails too, and I don't know where the white gloves went. Oh my god, I finally did 1.9k in open water. Thank god. I mean, I paused a little bit here and there, but whatever. At least I did the distance. Now I'm just prepping my stuff so I can practice T1. Just laying out. I should have done this earlier, but whatever. Got the socks, cycling shoes, tri-suits underneath, and the helmet, and my sunglasses. So, are you gonna time me?
I'm gonna be filming her to test her time through transition. Are you ready for this?
I'll try. Kind of.
Okay.
Hard. Is the hair turn in there? This is so wet.
Did you run across the...
Got my bicycle. It's cold.
How long do you think you took?
10 minutes.
No, seriously.
5. 7 minutes.
You were 2 minutes, 32 seconds,
Really?
94 milliseconds.
Oh, okay, I can take my time then.
You were racing.
Okay, to be fair, I think the transition tent or transition lot is going to be farther away from the water. Mm-hmm. It's where the parking lot is.
Yeah.
You have to run out of that lot to go out. So it's obviously bigger. So I'm going to give myself 10 minutes.
10 minutes is way too long.
So I have more time. That means I have more time to wipe the dirt off my toesies and my feet.
This is why we practice those things. Just to...
Peace of mind.
Yeah, peace of mind, and also just get an idea.
This is not good.
No.
No, I need to take this off. So it is Wednesday and I've got my last speed workout before the race. It's nice and short, 25 minutes with some strides, which I'm very happy about. So I'm gonna do this and then later we've got some swimming, which we're gonna do in open water and it's gonna be my last one. So we are back from my last open water session before race day, and we ended on such a good note, and I'm so happy. The past couple weeks have been such a learning curve in terms of trying to adapt to open water after swimming in the pool for God knows how many months now. And I'm not gonna lie, my confidence was just shot because I felt like I had to learn from scratch once I started swimming in open water. But today was such a good day. Overall, we did 1.5K of swimming. Average pace today was a 2:03, so I'm pretty happy with how my swimming went today. I just felt like I got into the groove. We actually also warmed up beforehand, so I think that definitely helped get me into like the right rhythm that I needed for this swim. And then also too, I got a new pair of goggles. The goggles that I actually was training with in open water were the same goggles I've been training with in the pool, and it's a lot smaller that I had a hard time seeing in my peripheral vision, whereas the goggles that I got were a lot bigger in terms of the lenses, and they were polarized as well, so it helped with the sunlight and the glare and all that. So I did find that my sighting actually was a lot better, and now that I'm getting used to like the movements and how to sight, I felt like I was in better control today. So overall it was really good, and I feel like this was something that I needed because taper paranoia is just so real right now that I was just getting into my head, paying like hyper attention to all the little niggles that are in my body, and I'm like, oh my god, am I getting injured? But honestly, like, I know I've experienced this before with marathon training where you just get paranoid about every single little thing up to the race, especially the week leading up to. So I'm glad that today ended the way it did because it definitely brought back my confidence, and now I'm just so excited to see how this whole race day unfolds. Let the carb load begin. Technically, our carb loading starts tomorrow, which is a couple days out from the race, and Kian and I are doing a 3-day carb load. We went onto this carb calculator that helps calculate the amount of carbs you need per day, and it gives you the option of a 2-day carb load or a 3-day carb load. But when we chose the 2-day carb load, it was actually a lot, so it suggested that we do a 3-day carb load, and that was actually a bit more realistic. And so the amount that I need to take per day leading up to the race starting tomorrow is about 420-ish grams of carbs. So a lot of the things that I bought are things that I already eat. I don't want to start anything new, especially leading up to the race and, you know, have an upset stomach. So the things that I've always been eating is like oatmeal, I've got bagels. We also have like pasta, and then also some sweet potatoes and then regular potatoes. We actually bought a lot since both Keen and I are going to be carb loading. For snacks, we have things like graham crackers. We do have Pop-Tarts. I mean, it's not the most healthiest. There's definitely like a variety. Like, I can't always be eating potatoes because sometimes I get sick of it. So obviously sometimes I have like some sweet treats, and then garlic bread. We've also got some pretzels. I find pretzels are really good, especially if you're trying to increase your sodium intake as well. And then we've got some bananas, and then we also have some sourdough bread as well as some greens to make sure that we've got some vegetables. I also mentioned in a previous video that we got our meat online from a place called True Local, so that's why you don't see any meat here. It's all in our freezer. I will be tracking the amount of carbs I will be taking for the next 3 days, so hopefully I can hit my target. We are 2 days out from race day, which means I am in packing mode. As you can see behind me, all our gear is here. So we're just getting ready to pack and then head out later today. I was able to fit in my ride and my run earlier today, and then I actually went out and got some extra nutrition because we realized we actually don't have some of the Morden solids that we're bringing with us. And then I also got some last minute gear because the weather this weekend is looking like it's gonna rain, and I have been wearing gloves for the most part in all my training rides, but it didn't leave out my fingers, so I wanted to get gloves that had holes in them. So I got these gloves. I got it from Decathlon, and I don't know why I never had a pair of these types of gloves. I found that the challenge wearing gloves that covered my fingers, it was so hard for me to get my nutrition from my like bento box on my frame. So I really need my fingers to actually feel the nutrition. So I went out and got this, and hopefully it'll also keep my hands warm. I also got a rain jacket. Unfortunately, these don't have back pockets, so this is really just a shell, but this is more of like a just in case, and then if I don't end up using it, I'll probably return it, or I might end up keeping it just because, you know, I could always use a proper cycling jacket for future rides outdoors. But after talking to my friends and Kian, they were both like, you're gonna be so warm, especially if you're going at race pace, so they doubt that I'm gonna need this. So just in case, I did get this from Amazon. I got these like sleeve warmer, so I'm just gonna put this over my arms, and then if I do get hot during the ride, I'll just fold it down. This I'll probably take with me for sure because the temperature is looking like it's below 15 degrees, which typically in that temperature I do wear a long sleeve, but again, I don't know what pace I'm gonna be going at, so if I'm going really fast, I might get warm. Again, I just need a peace of mind. You know, it's gonna be a game day decision whether or not I'm gonna take that waterproof jacket with me. So yeah, there's just a few more things I need to do. I actually do have a pedicure appointment in like an hour, so I gotta get that done and then just pack the rest of this, and then we're gonna head out to Vancouver Island, and then the race weekend will begin. So we made it to Victoria, well technically Sydney. This is where we're staying. We're all settled in our hotel room, so we're actually gonna just have dinner. We got some Thai, and then we'll probably just lay everything out, and then tomorrow we're gonna check in and test out our bikes one last time outside, and then check in our bikes tomorrow. Is that it? Is that all we're doing today?
Check out the steam room, maybe.
Oh yeah, there's a steam room in this hotel, so hopefully we can go check that out. But yeah, time to eat because I'm starving. So now that we just finished dinner, we're just kind of chilling and prepping some stuff for the race. I'm just laying out all my fuel out, just making sure that I've got everything ready to go on race day, just because I feel like the nutrition is probably going to be the hardest part of this, and making sure that I'm eating enough and taking enough salt. So I did make a plan, and it's a very type A of me because I just needed everything organized and making sure that I've got everything accounted for. So I've taken into account my sodium, the fluid amount, carbs, as well as caffeine, and then also broken down the types of fuel and hydration that I have. So like what kind of sodium I'm gonna have on me, what kind of carbs and caffeine. So as you can see here, I've got Noon tablets, salt tablets, Morton gels, and then Huma gels, and then here I've got my hydration and fuel targets, which I got off from my fuel and hydration plan from Precision Fuel and Hydration. So then I broke it down into what I'm taking throughout the race. So 15 minutes before the start, and then in T1, as well as the bike part. Now this is where it gets quite tedious because this is where I want to make sure I'm hitting my numbers so that I have a strong run. So in summary, I've got here my nutrition plan overall is to take a salt tablet every 15 minutes. Now this is dependent on how much I'm sweating and how warm it is. If it's a little bit on the colder side, I'm likely not going to be sweating as much, so I won't be drinking too much, which means I likely don't need a salt tablet, but I do want to be on the safer side just so that I don't cramp later in the run because I have a tendency of cramping. And then I've got carbs for every 20 minutes, and then the types of carbs I'm going to have on me. And then because my bottle cage fell off from the back, I've only got one water bottle, so this is where I do have to switch out my bottle that I have, making sure it's empty before 40K, and then switching it out at that aid station, and then do it again at the last aid station, because I believe there's only 3 aid stations on the bike course. So got to make sure that the water is switching out at every aid station. And then I've got T2 and then the run. And so there's going to be 2 loops around the same course, which means there's going to be 4 aid stations, and in total there will be 8. So my plan is to take a salt tablet at every aid station, and I'm not going to have water on me. Typically when it comes to a half marathon, I don't like carrying anything on me, so I'm going to rely on the aid stations. And With a half marathon, I'm not going as hard as I typically do on, say, like a standalone half. I'll be a little bit slower, so likely the effort isn't gonna be as hard. So I likely might not need as much salt tablets as I have here, but again, I want to be erring on the safe side versus not, and then, you know, cramping. So I've got this all laid out, and then I also laid it out here. So I've got T1 over here laid out, all the gels here, as well as the salt tablets. I've got a mix of gels and solids here, so I'm going to be rotating. That way I've got a variety of what I'm taking on the bike. And then same with the run, I'm going to be alternating between Morden and Huma gels because the Humas have caffeine, and I do like the consistency because it's a little bit more liquidy, so it's going to be easier to take. And then salt tablets here. And then the next thing is to lay out all the gear, which I might do tomorrow once I've got like the bibs and stuff. I got my package, I got the t-shirt, I got the timing chip, and I got the backpack. So now I'm gonna shop a bit so I can get some merch with my name on it instead of having to wear Keegan's hand-me-down shirts. There I am.
Oh, that's awesome. Where's mine?
Ian's got.
Not Chris. Oh. Whoa.
I don't know how I'm feeling about the swim now. So we just got back from our little shakeout ride. We actually checked in earlier this morning and picked up our packages. I don't know what happened. I just did not plan this logistically correct. So we got to go back to the athletes village and check in our bikes. So in this packet, which I have not opened yet, there's like bike checkout tickets and like a bunch of stickers. So we got to stick this on our bikes and then go to the village, and then that should be it. So what goes on what? Okay, so how did you do yours? This is what it looks like. I'm gonna place this super tiny one on my stem.
That'll be perfect.
Well, yours is perfect.
No, it's not. Mine goes over mine.
Done. Just getting ready to park my bike here in transition. Wetsuit, goggles, check. And then
what did you say? Goggles.
Goggles, wetsuit. Where's your wetsuit?
I thought you had it.
I don't have your wetsuit.
Shut the fuck up.
Is it in there? Oh gosh. Wetsuit.
Wetsuit.
Check. Are you taking transition fuel?
Yes.
I have my bike kit,
Gloves.
jacket just in case.
Jacket just in case.
And then belt.
Yeah.
That's it?
That's it.
It's getting real. I can't believe the series is coming to an end. I think I'm like more sad than excited because this has actually been one of the best training blocks I've had throughout all the races I've ever trained for. Probably because there is no pressure on time really, but to just finish. It's gonna be a fun time. Ah! It's time. Oh my God. This is the weather right now.
Halfway through the second lap.
I saw when I finished. Oh my God.
You can cry. It's emotional.